Now, Peter Zalmayev is director of the Eurasia Democracy Initiative. He joins me now on the line. And before we get to analysis, Peter, you and I have spoken many times. You're normally in your apartment in Kyiv. You are not at the moment. Tell me why and what you're doing.
Well, this morning we woke up to another series of sonic booms due to the southern outskirts of Kiev. I have two small children, and there was an opportunity to evacuate them quickly. I'm currently driving towards the west of Ukraine, about an hour and a half from Kiev. I'm hoping to get this over with quickly so I can return. The president issued a call for all able men to defend Kiev, so we definitely, my friend and I was selling another car. Once we have evacuated us, we're intending to come back to the capital. We're hearing that there are already there's fighting, heavy fighting going on in Obolon, which is one of the districts adjacent to the very center of Kiev.
And just to confirm, you're going to be dropping the family off to safety and going back to Kyiv, what, to fight?
Well, I mean, what else is there to do? It's like it's a do-or-die situation for Ukraine. Putin let us know in uncertain terms that this is the issue of whether the Ukrainian state will survive. This is really the kind of name of the game at this point.
Kudos to you. I just see you in this analyst role, and now I'm hearing that you're dropping the family off, fearing for their safety, and about to go back and defend your country. Let's talk a little bit about the analysis side of things. I read where you pointed out that people here in Ukraine, they are used to war over the last 8 years. We know that. But most aren't used to it on their doorstep. And you're a living example of that. How do you see the population responding and reacting?
Well, it's obviously it's a state of shock. People are shell-shocked. They're walking around, in some cases, literally shell-shocked. People are still walking their dogs in these early morning streets of Kiev. There's no panic per se, but you see people kind of dazed and confused, walking down the roads and trying to flag down cars with probably very little success. Some roads leading to Lviv are just blocked. They're pretty much jam-packed and traveling, moving at about less than 8 kilometers an hour. So the people are still I saw people walking their dogs. I mean, most people will probably have to stay there, nowhere to go. I've seen some scenes of despair, people just bloody murder. This is Russia attacking Ukraine after Putin proclaimed Ukrainians a brotherly nation, and this is happening. This could not be imagined in our worst nightmares. Even though, like you said, Putin did attack Ukraine, this war then has been going on for 8 years. But this is the mother of all Russian cities. This is what Russia calls it, Kiev and Rus. This is where it all began. I think that's not being this time. I can't even talk about this.
Putin, do you feel Putin really played the West? Do you feel that Putin played the West in this situation? What did the West do wrong? What can it do now to try to preserve Ukraine's independence, if that is even possible now?
Folks, I'm going to be blunt with you. I'm very spirited at Joe Biden's speech, and if I'm presumed to speak on behalf of Ukrainians, I will, of course, have to be careful and to say that Ukrainians are very thankful for any help they've gotten. But once this Pandora box was open and NATO stood firmly against, violating its own open doors policy and telling Putin what he wanted, that Ukraine will never be accepted, that they said it's not our policy, every country is welcome. Once they did that, they had to put their money where the mouth was, and there should have been a plan in place. If Putin attacked, then there should have been a contingency plan. Ukraine should have been armed to the teeth. They should have been armed with surface-to-air missiles. They should have been given aviation. And you know what? You should have, would I understand. But there was a warning, a clear warning sent back in the spring with the first the beginning of the spiral of escalation began. And the West and everyone was myopic, and everyone was walking around like nothing happened. And now that this is happening, what I heard from Joe Biden is we're drawing this line. NATO will be defended, Russia will be sanctioned. But in all of that, what I heard was that Ukraine will remain under Russia's sphere of influence. Essentially, I heard in Biden's message that Ukrainians will have to do it on their own, and this is, I think this is shared by most Ukrainian politicians. They feel like this is do or die. I was at Munich Security Council conference a few days ago while the airspace was still open, and in conversations with folks like James Mattis, the former Minister of Defense, Secretary of Defense of the U.S., other former generals, we were told that Ukraine will be helped if Ukrainians show enough, courage in them and resilience to fight. I mean, we're talking about days. We're talking about days here. Help should be given within days. What I'm concerned about is that Vladimir Putin, as you heard in his speech, made it clear that he will probably, he hinted at the use of nuclear weapons. If you came to Ukraine's defense, I will use nuclear weapons. He's blackmailing the West. He's playing the game of chicken. It's political economy 101. Who will swerve first? Yesterday, in Joe Biden's speech, no matter how well-intentioned, I heard that America losing the game of chicken with Russia. That's what I could tell you. My feeling was.
Peter, before I let you go, something I asked a guest here not long ago, and I want to ask you too. Can you, as a resident of Kyiv, can you even get your head around the notion that, in a month, a week, days from now, your country will be run by a Russian-backed president?
Very, very, very difficult to imagine. They had that. They kind of pulled this off in Donetsk and Luhansk over the last 8 years with very, very, very mixed success. Kiev is another ball game altogether. And first of all, it ain't over till it's over. The fighting for Kiev has only begun. It seems to me Ukrainians are determined to make Kiev, a besieged fortress, another Stalingrad, if you will. So before I even contemplate an answer to your question, which I would say is hard to imagine, indeed, I think, whoever that puppet will be ruling over a ruined city.
Peter, I'm glad you took the time to speak with us. Our thoughts are with you and your family. Please do take care. Peter Zalmayev, thank you so much. Be well.
Appreciate it. Thank you.